Hi, my 4B detectives. Today, your math mission is to start your 100s chart, but also see how high you can write. You are going to be writing with me all the numbers from 100, don't worry, we're not starting at 1, from 100 to 120. That's pretty exciting. If you want to try and go higher, see if you can get to 130, 140, 150. But right now, we're just going to be practicing the numbers from 100 to 120. Because once you pass that third number that you're writing, the 100, once you pass that, you're starting all your numbers over again until you get to 200. But I noticed when we were in class that some of us got a little confused of how to actually write the number 101, 101, 102. And we got a little confused, especially in the team numbers. So we're going to head on over to my 100s chart, look at how the numbers are formed, and then we're going to think about how you can picture them using cubes. We'll do all of that. Write the numbers from 100 to 120, and then I'll send you off to work on your packet, okay? Let's go. Alrighty, let's get to it. So my camera is actually right about to fall off my table, so hopefully I don't knock into it during this lesson. I'm sorry that I can't be in the camera. I hope that you're able to understand what I'm trying to get across to you today in the lesson, though. If you have any questions, feel free to message me, comment on this video, whether on YouTube or on the Google Classroom, or just email me any questions, okay? So this is our 100s chart, but we're really lucky because we actually have a 120 chart. After we get to 100, you can see here that it drops down to 110 and 120 because 10 numbers fit in each row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, 10 numbers. Let's see if it's still true for halfway down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. So we know that 10 numbers fit across. That's the important part of the number 100. It's 10 tens, 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 sets of 10. And the fun thing with the 120s chart is you get a little special treat. You get dessert. You get 1, 2 more 10s, 20 more numbers. That's why it's called 120 chart. I also remember you telling me how when we go across, once we get to that 10, we're jumping over and starting again. So we have all of our single digits, 1, 2, 3, all the way to 10, or well, all the way to 9. And once it gets to 10, that second digit comes out and we have to go into our next bundle. Our bundle is the 10s. Our lonely sticks, or today, our lonely cubes, if you can see them, our lonely cubes, they are the single digit numbers. So you can see here we have 110, and we're back to having 1, 1. 110, but now we have 2 ones. And some of you reminded me in class that when you go down the column, you can see that the 10s are going up by 1. So while here in the row, we're going 1, 2, 3, in the 10s column, it's going 1, 1, 1, 1. All the single digit numbers are staying the same, but the 10s are going up now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see that it's going up all the way to 10, and this even looks like an 11. That's pretty cool. That's because you're adding one bundle. You had 0, now you went to 10 and got one bundle. One bundle, 1, 1. 2 bundles, 1 1, 1. 3 bundles, 1 1. Oh, that's hard to say. And eventually you'll see that these are all the 1 bundles. 2 bundles, 3 bundles, but also the bundles themselves are counting up every time we go down. The closer we get to this big 100, the bigger the numbers become. The more bundles there are, I mean, look, 9 bundles here, and the more ones we have. 9 ones. All of these numbers are the biggest they can get before they go into another bundle. That's really fun. So that's how we need to read a 100s chart. Every time you're going over, it's +1. Every time you're going back, it's -1. You can see with our number line here, 25 minus 1, 24. 25 plus 1, though, is 26. So we can see that that's where the +1 and -1 comes from. You'll see that on your hundreds chart, one of the first pages actually is telling you how to read your chart. Look, it's using the number 15, so maybe I should do that too. When it's going over 1, it's +1. When it's going back 1, it's -1. Going down or up, that's using the tens, because you showed me that the tens are what is changing. So 15 minus 10 would be 5, and 15 plus 10, I'm not going over here, that would be with the ones. I'm jumping down to the next number in the 5s column. All these end with 5, so if I had only 1 bundle and I'm jumping now 10, I'm adding 10, that's 2 bundles and 5 ones. The answer would be 25. Today, your homework is actually going to deal with that. You are going to be doing 1 more, 1 less, 10 more, 10 less. I'll show you this in a second, but you'll be doing all these pages using your 100s chart. Before we get to writing, let's look at the bundles and the excuse me. Before we get started with writing our numbers, let's look at our ones, our bundles, and our 100s using cubes. We're going to now use our cubes as if they were sticks in morning meeting. You see on the 100s chart how every time you go to the left or to the right, you're only adding or taking away 1. That's because you're dealing with the 1-digit numbers. 1, 2, 3, and you're only adding a small bit. Eventually, once you get 9 of those, you create a 10 or a bundle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and they can't all fit now. It becomes a 10. You can see how a 1 eventually adds its way all up to being a 10. And when we start collecting our 10s, 1, 2, 3, we're counting our 10s. We're going down those columns. We had 1 10, 2 10s, 3 10s, or 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. I really wish someone was here to help me hold this. 60, 70, oh gosh, 80, 90. We have 9 10s. We can't fit anymore. Once we get 1 more, we're going to create a 100. Yay, but also no. So you have gone from having 1 bundle to now 10 bundles. You could see you couldn't fit any more once you got to 90. You got 90, and then you could at least add 1 cube at a time. But once you hit that 9th digit, 99, you needed 1 more. That 1 more became a bundle, and that 1 more bundle became our 10th bundle, making the big bundle. And I can feel my bundles falling apart because they never expected that they would be in a 100s cube bundle. I'm going to put this down before it falls apart, but you can see that all of these cubes, I have 10 sets of 10s. They went from 1 cube to 10 cubes to having 10 tens of 100. Once you get to that third digit, that is where you have to be careful with your writing. You are going to start with that big bundle. It won't go away. You'll still have a 100, but then you're going to add 100, 100, 0 bundles, and 1 cube. 100, 0 bundles, and 2 cubes. And eventually, when you get 9 cubes, you would be 100, 1 bundle, and how many cubes do you think? Did you say 0? It is 0, because a 10 is a 1 and a 0. You're starting over your bundle. So it would be, then, here we come, 111, 100, 110, and 1, 1. 1, 1, 1. Eventually, you would keep adding those numbers and you would get to 120, 130, and eventually 200. So let's get writing. I need you to grab a piece of paper and I'm going to take down my 100s chart and switch on over to my marker, okay? Let's go. All right, so you will not believe it, but I am sitting on my table. Do not do this at home. But this is the things we have to do if we're going to teach while not in class, all right? So this is my whiteboard. I took down the 100s chart. Let's get writing. I'm going to use 3 different colors for this. You can just use your pencil, but I'm using 3 colors so that I can show you the different numbers and when to write them. We're going to write the number 1. I'm going to use green for my 1s. This is called place value. And although you're not going to be doing place value for a while, for another week or so, I just want you to know that these numbers have a name. The 1s means that they have only 1 digit. Those are the numbers from 1 to 9. And then, I'll turn the light off so you can see better. And then, I'm going to use blue for my 10s. My 10s are any number from 11, or well, in this case, 11 on, or 10 on. Once it gets to 99, it would move over to the 100. So it would be any number from 10 to 90. Lastly, I'm going to use my red for my 100s, or my hundreds, because we can have more than one. Maybe in 2nd grade. My hundreds is any number from 100 to, what do you think? 900, because once we get to 999, you bet it, we're going to the 1000s. All right, I know that my green isn't the brightest, but hopefully I can fix that with you. And hopefully you can see it a little bit better on your computer. So you've made it. Congratulations. You've made it to the number 100, which has 1 0, or well, 100, 0 10s, and 0 1s. That's because you made it from 99, and each one of these needed to jump into the next pocket or into the next set of numbers. When you go over to 101, that's meaning that you have a 100, 0 10s because you haven't made it yet to a 10, and you guessed it, 1 1. You can see that the numbers are just starting over. It goes 0, 1. What do you think the next number would be? 102. 100, 0 10s, almost, and 2 1s. 100, 0 tens, and 3 ones. 0, 1, 2, 3. You're going to keep writing these numbers, and eventually you're going to get to 120. But what happens when this 0 goes away? We're getting comfy right now. We know that we could just keep going. 1, 0, 4. I'm writing this really weirdly. Look at this. 1, 0, 5 for 105. 1, 0, 6 for 106. And that number's going to keep getting higher. And eventually, when we get to 109, I know this looks weird. This doesn't make sense. If this was missing numbers, you would be like, Miss Remitz, there's a problem right here. But I know it, okay? You have to say that there's 100 and we're making a bundle. So now it's 100, 110, and 0 ones. 110. I'll write it a little closer for you. 110. I'm going to even do a big circle. You've made it to your first 10. That's really awesome. Now we have to get to 120. Okay, let's get to our 120. So we knew that we were at 100. Oh, sorry. We knew that we were at 100, 110, and 0 ones. 110. You can see the tens right here. We had our 0 digit. Now we're adding that other cube, that another lonely stick. And now you're back to having a 3-digit number like 100, 110, and that 0 becomes 1, 1. But instead of 110, it's now 100 and what's this number? 11. 111. 100, 110, now 2 ones. The ones digits start over again. And now you can see if this was a column, we would be in all the 100s. We would be in all the ones, all the 10s. Eventually we'll be in the 20s and the 30s. It's so exciting to see how math, once you figure it out, is just a pattern. 1, 1, 3. 1, 1, 4. For 114. 110, 111, 112, 113. You're just starting your counting over, but just saying the word 100 before it. It's awesome. It's just a pattern that keeps going. 100, 110, and 5 ones. 100, 100, 110, and 6 ones. I'll go on up here. 100, 110, 7 ones. See, we're getting really comfy, aren't we? 100, 110, 8 ones. Uh-oh. I see something coming up. 100, 110s, 9 ones. That's 119. Every time we get that number 9, we know that we're jumping into the next spot. A 9 would change this number to a 10, but we already have 110. So we know that 19 turns into 20, which is 2 10s and 0 ones. But because we're still in the hundreds, we need that extra 1 up here. And that's how you get to 100, 2 10s and 0 ones, 120. If you're going to be practicing or you already wrote along with me, check to make sure that your numbers match mine. I'll leave it up for a second. Perfect. So now that you've written these, you've looked at how to read a 100s chart with me, let's look at what your homework is for today. All right, so this is your 100s chart packet. You can read this letter, it's mostly to your parents. And when you open it, you'll see how to read a 100s chart. And that's what I was looking at with you. You have the number and it tells you -1, +1, -10, +10. That's what you're going to be doing today. If you get confused and you need a 100s chart, it's here for you. But you're going to be doing the first 4 pages of your packet. They will all look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ding, ding, ding. Once you get to this one, stop. This is going to be for next week, okay? So I want you doing all the 1 more, 1 less, 10 more, 10 less pages. That's your math homework for today, all right? Good luck on your mission, detectives. Bye.